Today we're looking for Manhattan's best burger experiences. From quick bites to old school diners, there's something for everybody. Here we go. We're at No One, which is New York's first Korean American gastropub, and they have a legendary burger that's calling our name.
What's up, guys? Welcome to No One, #1 burger in New York City. It's a mural of my grandfather, not me. Everyone thought it was me. I'm not a narcissist. Come on in, come on in. Fresh patties. So it's really a blend of using some nostalgic ingredients with some high quality ingredients. Like we use a great blend of meat. We smash it. It's a technique that really matters. Season it with our special umami seasoning. What's in it? I can't tell you. There's our sesame buns. We get custom made sesame seeded buns from a local bakery. Look how soft and airy. Look at all those air pockets. You get a nice sear on one side. And while the other side is cooking, we're gonna start to layer some cheese over the top. So now, we're gonna give it a quick steam, just to melt the cheese over the top. So I love American cheese because it just melts right into the cracks and crevice of the burger patty. Every nook and cranny, that's what I really love. And we sear every burger patty to order. Sesame seed is so important. So this burger was really inspired by my favorite burger growing up. When I moved to America when I was 8 years old, I fell in love with Big Mac. The sesame seeds on the bun, that to me is like childhood right there. Nice and toasted. This is our kimchi special sauce. I'm gonna do some raw onion on the bottom, add some freshness and a little bite. This is our homemade roasted kimchi, my mom's recipe. So we make this here. We make about 100 pounds of Napa cabbage a week. And then on top, we're gonna add some of our homemade house pickles. So when I came over this burger, the real thing was Korean barbecue is meat and kimchi, whether it's pork belly, you know, marinated meats, whatever. So how can I take Korean traditional flavors and incorporate that into an American staple as a burger? So the bun is a vehicle for a Korean barbecue in my mind. We don't play around, #1.
I don't think I've ever been so hungry watching a burger made in my entire life. I'm telling you, this is a pretty burger. It's been calling out to me.
It even feels nice to hold.
All right, ready? Let's take a bite. Something that Jay said in there is really standing out to me. These two buns here are just holding together that Korean barbecue experience. And as soon as I tasted the kimchi and the kimchi sauce with the moist patties and the cheese, oh, flavor explosion off the charts.
This has to be the best burger I ever had. Like, right away you bite into it, that pillowy soft bun. You got that pack full of like kimchi. I don't know what to say about this. This thing is perfection, really.
It's hard to pinpoint any weaknesses when the two sesame seed buns, he's searing it and buttering it at the same time. Every single part of this burger has been so well thought out. And even with so much going on, this is memorable. And I think the word legendary does make a lot of sense here.
A cheeseburger meets Korean barbecue. It's really unlike anything I've had before.
And that's what they're going for. I mean, that's the theme here, the Korean American experience. With some beers, this is a Maku Korean beer. A lot of kimchis I've had in the past have been much spicier than this one, but I think this is the perfect temperature because if it was too spicy, it might take away from the burger too much. You ever get something that you like so much, but you don't want to eat it too fast because you want to savor every bite? This is a burger like that for me.
It looks so pretty, I didn't even want to touch it at first.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had a better burger in my life, and I'm struggling. I've had some good ones in New York, like at Raoul's, we filmed there. That was really memorable, but I don't know, maybe because I saw this birthed right in front of me, this burger will always have a special place in my heart as I eat it. He said 10 out of 10. I'm not a ratings channel, but this would be pretty close to a 10 out of 10 for me, as far as burgers are concerned. What about you?
For me, it's a 10 out of 10. They perfected it with this. Another thing about this thing is the price. 21 bucks. I'll easily pay $21 for this.
Normally, I would find it very difficult to justify a $21 burger, but in this case, I would justify the cost. You know, this isn't a fast food spot. I think this is a burger you come to celebrate something. This is a nice date night. This is a nice friends night catching up. You want to spend some time here to enjoy it. You've heard of Shake Shack, you've heard of Five Guys, but have you heard of 7th Street Burger, which has built a cult following in the city since it opened just 2 years ago, and now there are more than a dozen locations, and this is one of the hottest burger spots in all of New York, and we're gonna see if it actually lives up to that hype. ActionKid, 7th Street Burger. You've heard all the hype. What are your first impressions?
I mean, this is basically a hole in the wall right here.
And they make decision making really simple because their menu barely has any choices. Cheeseburger, double, impossible, fries, Coke, that's it. Keep it simple, 3 cheeseburgers. They bring you the burgers outside. We are sitting under heat lamps. It's about 40 degrees right now. This is nice. I'm gonna let you get yours first.
This thing is greasy and sloppy. Look at this, the patty is bigger than the bun, like 1.5 times the size of the bun here.
All their burgers are served with grilled onions, American cheese, pickles, and their house sauce, and a griddle toasted Martin potato bun. Also notice the crisp edges of the patty here. One of New York's hottest burgers right now, 7th Street. Let's try it. Not quite a White Castle slider, not quite a Shack burger, but perfectly in between. And the first thing that hit me was the onions. Caramelized onions on top.
What hit me at first is the sauce. This is kind of like a Big Mac sauce. And this thing is amazing. The sauce is really what makes it. I love how thin the beef is and just satisfying overall.
I love the simplicity of this. You know exactly what you're getting. No lettuce, no tomato, just plenty of grease, plenty of burger here.
No frills.
No frills. Yeah, I'm telling you, the sauce brings it all together. That and the onions, it would be perfect to me if the onions were just a little bit more caramelized, a little bit more. But other than that, it's a good fast food burger, I have to say.
Yeah, this thing, $6.50. I mean, great price, great value too.
You know, I've eaten at all the city chains, and a lot of people say that Shake Shack is overrated. I am a Shake Shack fan. I do not think 7th Street Burger is overrated. I think I'm jumping on the hype train. They got one of these in Brooklyn I'm gonna be hitting up near me now. It ain't pretty, but it works.
Yep.
And these just keep expanding and expanding. In 2 years, there's over 12, which is now matched Five Guys. Shake Shack's got about 3 dozen, so this could be coming to a city near you. And why not come to the original, the OG 7th Street Burger on 7th Street? What do you think? Shake Shack versus 7th Street, what would you pick?
7th Street. The price is definitely better.
Yeah.
I think Shake Shack's at least $8.
I think for me it would depend on what kind of mood I'm in. If I want a couple of burgers, I'd pick 7th Street. I'm really on the fence. I think I need to try more of these before I give my final opinion on it. This is Lexington Candy Shop. It's been open since 1925, and it is the city's oldest running family luncheonette. All right, ActionKid, what are your impressions walking through these doors?
Wow, this is like a really, really retro diner. I mean, I've seen this place before when I've walked by, but I've never stepped inside.
First time for me too. This is definitely my favorite kind of diner in New York. I mean, this place is absolutely legendary. I heard their milkshakes are really good as well.
Does this remind you of your past with the New Jersey diners?
This is like a New Jersey diner, but even more vintage. This is more like corner luncheonette. This is dying out in New York. These are very tough to find.
The store started in 1925, and they made candy and chocolates down in the basement. We're on our 4th generation, so it's still in the same family, still in the same location.
And we're featuring the Butter Burger. What can you say about it?
Well, it's a decadent product, like what they do in the steakhouses after the steak's cooked. They add butter to it to give it that nice glistening taste. Everything just tastes better with butter.
I'll do one of the Butter Burgers, fries, and I want to do one of your famous Coca-Cola floats.
Butter burger and small egg cream.
Thank you so much. This is their world famous Coca-Cola float. This is one of the only places left in New York you can still get Coke the old-fashioned way. Coca-Cola syrup, seltzer, and a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top. I have never tried this before, and I'm excited. Wow. This feels like something I would run in here for at 3 o'clock on a school day in 1965, and I'd be sitting at the counter enjoying this. This tastes like a childhood I never had.
So egg cream, for those who don't know, it's syrup and seltzer water and really good.
That's old school New York City drink right there. That's another tough one to find. The only place in Manhattan I know that's very famous for it is Ray's Candy Shop, where we have filmed before. That's another destination worth visiting. But when they said Butter Burger, they meant it. Like we got butter on the patty, you got butter on the bun.
I don't know if butter will be a good replacement for cheese. I'll be curious.
And you can do butter and cheese. I just thought it was too much. I wanted to see just the butter.
You can. There's a butter cheeseburger too.
butter is glistening. You could just hear the juices and the butter dripping out as I took that first bite. It's so juicy. I never really thought about putting butter on a burger before. It sounds a little interesting to me, but I'm all about this right now. Combined with the Coca-Cola float, this is really like going back in time. It's like being a kid.
The patty is solid, the bun is soft, and crunchy lettuce, but that butter, it works. It's like definitely a replacement for cheese, or you could even add cheese on this if you want. It won't hurt.
Do not sleep on the fries here. And normally I want to douse my fries with ketchup. I don't even think it's necessary here.
You don't need it here, to be honest. These are like nice hearty fries.
They were telling me with a Coke float, you could eat the ice cream with a spoon, but I've just left it in, and I'm starting to get some of that vanilla ice cream flavor towards the bottom. So this is a drink that just has a big payoff at the end. The longer you let it sit, it's so good. Or if you just order a Coke, period, they'll give it to you with syrup and seltzer, but I say go for it. I think add the ice cream. This is definitely elevated, the butter burger. This is what you have to order if you come here, if you're in the mood for it.
Oh yeah.
And you can combine with the experience of sitting in one of New York's oldest running family luncheonettes. This just checks off so many boxes, and why I put it in the video.
You definitely know this place is retro when you have like tens of bottles of Coke against the wall in the window.
Yeah, they really do, you're right. They have some old looking Cokes that I've never seen before. Is that like the 1980 Olympics on there? If you have kids, take them here. Or if you're a kid at heart, like me, come here as well. Mexican candy shop definitely has a new widespread appeal. You know, right before we came in, it was absolutely jam-packed. They've gone viral on social media many times over. And I'm really happy that a new generation is discovering a lost art. If you're not from the US, you probably never saw anything like this unless it was in a movie. And this place actually has been in a couple of movies. This was featured in 3 Days of the Condor with Robert Redford. They even have a menu on the wall from 1925. A Coke was 10 cents and a fancy sundae was 25 cents. So in 100 years, a little bit of inflation, right?
Yeah, a lot of inflation.
Maybe in the last 2 or 3 years, a lot of inflation. Now that you know where the best burgers in Manhattan are, I always get asked where are the best bodega and deli sandwiches, and in this video, we show you some really, really tasty ones. Head here next.